What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling, back at it again with a brand new video and a brand new predictions video here on this special Christmas edition of Willie Does Wrestling. Of course, this Saturday is going to be the final pay-per-view of 2024. We're already there. It is crazy. It's going to be the second annual AEW Worlds End, the return of the Continental Classic. It's a decent card, I will say. I hope it is going to be a very good show on Saturday. And there are currently 8 matches announced, 3 of which is going to be from the second annual Continental Classic, which I am very much looking forward to, and a few very good matches as well. So we are going to give our official predictions for this show. I know that there are definitely going to be more matches announced, but I figured now would be a perfect time to predict the show, because I feel like these are going to be all the matches that we are mainly going to care about on this show. So essentially what we are going to do here is we are going to go through all the matches one by one. We are going to predict all of them. And essentially, yeah, just give our thoughts and feelings about the card. I feel like I need to preface this before we begin, though. This is my opinion. It will definitely not be the same as yours. So I urge each and every single one of you, if you are tuning into this video, to leave your predictions down in the comments below. I would very much love to see what you guys think. What match you're looking forward to the most? What match are you looking forward to the least? What are your excitement levels for AEW World's End, and who do you think are going to win all these matches? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, also thank you so much for the support on the recent videos, more specifically the quiz video we did yesterday about every WWE champion on Christmas Day. I did not expect that much support on the video, but you guys really seem to like that. I'm very happy about that. Thank you guys so much. But we're going to predict World's End now. And we're going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. So the first match we are going to talk about is for the AEW TBS Championship, as we got Mercedes Moné defending once again against Chris Statlander one-on-one. Now, since they're running this match back, I can understand why some people might feel like maybe this could be Chris Statlander's time to dethrone Mercedes Moné. However, I don't think that will be the case. Not saying that this match isn't going to be good. I think it will be good. But I feel like if you watched the video that Leo and I did when we started the Bringing It to the Ring podcast, my prediction was that Camille, who used to be the enforcer for Mercedes Moné, is going to be the one to dethrone Mercedes and win the TBS Championship. And I still feel like that is going to be the case. I feel like Mercedes Moné is going to retain the TBS Championship, and then we are going to have Camille make her AEW return and maybe make herself be in line. And then whenever they decide to run that match, I feel like Camille will probably dethrone Mercedes Moné and win that TBS Championship. I think Mercedes is going to get the win here. If they pull a swerve and Chris Statlander dethrones Mercedes, I wouldn't complain about that personally, but I'm just not too confident that we're going to have a new TBS champion here. I am going to say full-blown confidence points. Mercedes Moné is going to retain the AEW TBS Championship. And then we go on to the AEW International Championship, as Konosuke Takeshita defends the championship against Powerhouse Hobbs. And again, as much as I love the fact that Powerhouse Hobbs has made his return and is getting a good pay-per-view spot, because if you are an old watcher of mine, you know I've always complained for months and months on end, where's Powerhouse Hobbs? Where's Powerhouse Hobbs? Where's Powerhouse Hobbs? Powerhouse Hobbs is back, and he's getting a one-on-one AEW International Championship spot. Of course, Powerhouse Hobbs used to be a part of the Don Callis family. He's not anymore. But I'm not confident much like the last match, I don't think we're going to get a new champion here. Konosuke Takeshita has been champion ever since Wrestle Dream. He hasn't defended the championship a whole lot, as far as I know anyway. And I feel like it'd be too early for Konosuke to lose the championship here. I think that we are going to have Konosuke retain the AEW International Championship and go on and reign with the belt a little while longer. Who dethrones him? I don't know. But I'm going to say full-blown confidence. Konosuke Takeshita will retain the AEW International Championship. Then we go on to a Tijuana street fight for the AEW Women's World Championship, as we have Mariah May defending the championship against Thunder Rosa. Now, I would say this match could go either way. This is probably the match out of all of them that I am the most, confused about. The match that I'm 50-50 on. And the reason why I say that is because of the factor that is the recently returning Toni Storm. And Toni Storm returned with her old, kind of rock star gimmick, but she has, fucking amnesia or something like that, where she doesn't remember much about her timeless Toni Storm gimmick. And I have a very strong feeling that they are going to keep the belt on Mariah May, and then when Toni Storm inevitably goes after Mariah May again, I feel like they're going to run that match back for the AEW Women's World Championship. Whether or not Toni dethrones Mariah and becomes I'm pretty sure 4-time champion, I don't know. But Thunder Rosa, it's like they could give her the belt. I don't know. Is Toni Storm a babyface or is Toni Storm a heel? I don't know. Seems like she's a babyface. So I'm very confused because in one way Thunder Rosa technically didn't lose the belt, and she should win the belt back, but she's been back for over a year. And again, Toni Storm could be going after Mariah May, so I am very much conflicted over who I pick in this matchup. I'm going to say Mariah May. I'm going to keep it right down the middle. I'm going to flip a coin, and I think Mariah May is going to retain the AEW Women's World Championship, and then afterward, Toni Storm is going to make her presence felt, and then she is going to go after that championship once again. That is who I'm going to pick 100%. I'm going to say Mariah May retains the AEW Women's World Championship. Then we go on to the match that I feel like a lot of people aren't really looking forward to. It is for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, as MJF will go one-on-one with Adam Cole. A year too late in this feud. And I've been very vocal about this feud over on Twitter, where I said that this feud is probably the most confusing feud in the history of AEW, because obviously with the events of last year's World's End, with Adam Cole turning heel on MJF and betraying Better Than You, Baby, and forming the Undisputed Kingdom. But obviously Adam Cole dealt with a ankle injury, and then obviously when MJF was feuding with Will Ospreay, Daniel Garcia, and all them for the International Championship, he turned heel. And then when Adam Cole came back, he's a babyface, and MJF's the heel in the feud. And on Dynamite or Collision, whenever this week, they tried to explain where it was Adam Cole was oh, I turned on you because I knew you were going to already and all that. And they try to explain it, but because everyone was complaining about like what the fuck Adam Cole turned on MJF, but Adam Cole's the babyface and MJF's the heel. Doesn't make sense. They tried to make it make sense, but it still doesn't make sense. And yeah, a year later, we are getting the match finally for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Now, obviously, MJF has been the only holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring ever since AEW's inception. So it's really hard to say whether or not they are going to make Adam Cole be the only different holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, or it's just going to be like the AEW's equivalent of the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, where MJF's just going to keep getting that ring. It's going to be his gimmick until they just give it to somebody else whenever. So I am very conflicted over who I think wins this match. Again, I'm not really looking forward to this match as much as I probably would have a year ago. But if I am going to pick a winner, I am going to say MJF gets the victory over Adam Cole and he keeps the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And that is going to be his gimmick. That he is going to keep holding this Dynamite Diamond Ring until maybe 5-10 years down the line. Someone new comes around and we get a new holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Who knows? I am going to say full-blown confidence that MJF will defeat Adam Cole and keep hold of his Dynamite Diamond Ring. Next, we got a fatal four-way match for the AEW World Championship as Jon Moxley will defend the title against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Switchblade Jay White. Now, this is a very stacked fatal four-way match, and these guys are going to tear the house down 100%. However, I am going to say that Jon Moxley is going to retain the championship here. Now, this could very well be match of the night, besides the Continental Classic matches. These are four of AEW's biggest names right now. I love the handling of all of these names. Yes, even Orange Cassidy. I do understand the criticism of the Death Riders storyline, though, where it's like their motives don't really make sense. And Jon Moxley not really, showing that championship. It's like, oh, he doesn't care about the company anymore or whatever. But I'm going to say Jon Moxley's AEW World title run continues. And I'm going to add this as an added factor, too. Jon Moxley retains the championship. And then Christian Cage, yes, the holder of the contract, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where he calls himself the next AEW World Champion. I'm going to say Christian Cage cashes in and he defeats Jon Moxley and becomes AEW World Champion. I think the best way to close out 2024 is Christian Cage being world champion again. I feel like that is the direction that we should take it. I don't think Christian Cage will turn babyface, though, and I don't think that the Death Riders will turn babyface, though. I think the Death Riders are going to be tweeners at that point, and then we're going to get a full-blown feud between Christian Cage and Jon Moxley, one-on-one for the AEW World Championship, or maybe when Adam Copeland comes back, Adam Copeland will go after Christian Cage and that AEW World Championship. I feel like that'd be the best way to close out the show, is if we have a new AEW World Champion, a moment that we don't really expect, and that can just add some rage to Jon Moxley and the rest of the Death Riders heading into 2025. It's a bit of a swerve. It's a bit of a reach in terms of predictions, but I feel like that'd be a pretty good way to close out all World's End, is if Christian Cage cashes in that contract and wins the AEW World Championship. So I'm going to say Jon Moxley retains in the Fatal 4-Way, and Christian Cage becomes the new AEW World Champion immediately afterwards. Now we go on to the juicy part, which is the Continental Classic. We're going to have our semifinals And then we're going to have the final, which is going to be for the AEW Continental Championship. So let's get into the semi-final matches. I'm going to talk about this one first. We got Kazuchika Okada, who as of right now is the reigning AEW Continental Champion. He's going to go one-on-one against Ricochet, and I think it's going to be obvious. They're going to want to have Kazuchika Okada defend the championship in the finals. It makes the most sense, and they're trying to make Okada be known as the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. He's a multiple-time G1 Classic winner. It makes sense. So I'm going to say full-blown confidence in terms of this semifinal. We're going to have Kazuchika Okada beat Ricochet and move on to the finals. Then the second semifinal match, we got Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, I really like their booking with Kyle Fletcher ever since he turned heel and joined the Don Callis family. And, of course, in terms of Full Gear, Kyle Fletcher beat Will Ospreay. However, because I feel like they're running this match back, because Kyle Fletcher beat Will Ospreay in the last meeting that they had, that just makes me think that Will Ospreay is probably going to beat Kyle Fletcher, and Will Ospreay is going to move on to face Kazuchika Okada in the finals, because that's going to be the big money match. It's gonna be like every wrestling mark's dream, is to finally see Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika Okada in an AEW ring. It is going to tear the house down. Dave Meltzer, by default, because he loves both those guys, is going to rate it over 5 stars. So why not have that be at all? I keep saying All In. Why not have it be at World's End? So I'm going to say Will Ospreay beats Kyle Fletcher in the semifinals, which moves us on to the finals for the Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada will defend against Billy Goat Will Ospreay. Now, this match could go either way. They could have Kazuchika Okada keep this reputation that he has, where he is the greatest tournament wrestler of all time, or they can give their golden boy, the new face of the company, Will Ospreay, the win, and he gets another championship added to his resume, the AEW Continental Championship. Now, it is very hard to say who they decide, but I don't know, man, because it could be either way. I mean, the Elite are no longer a factor. So that means if Okada were to win, he's going to have to win clean. But I feel like they're probably going to want a new champion here. They're going to want someone to win the Continental Championship. Big babyface win, because I've been rooting for the heels almost this entire video, honestly. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit more juicy. And besides, this is who I think will win, not who I want to win. I'm going to say Will Ospreay wins the Continental Championship and wins the second annual Continental Classic Tournament, and he will become the brand new AEW Continental Champion. It's about time Kazuchika Okada's reign ends anyway, because he's been holding on to that belt for a while. So I feel like if there's going to be any other new champion, like anybody to dethrone Kazuchika Okada, it has to be Will Ospreay. And yeah, Dave Meltzer will be happy. The AEW fans will be happy. Everyone watching at home will be happy. I feel like Will Ospreay is going to be the man to win the Continental Classic and the AEW Continental Championship. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude my predictions for the 2024 World's End pay-per-view. Again, these are just my opinion, just my predictions. They will not match yours. So if you have a different opinion than me, I urge all of you to go into the comments down below and leave me your predictions for AEW World's End 2024. What match you're looking forward to the most, what match you're looking forward to the least, and everything like that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for the support on the recent videos. Be sure to be on the lookout, because I am aiming to do more Universe Mode videos, as well as the 2024 Willie Awards. It'll be the second annual Willie Awards here on the Willie Does Wrestling YouTube channel. You don't want to miss it. And Bringing It to the Ring podcast will return in 2025 in January and everything like that. So be on the lookout. A lot more content in the works as well. And Universe Mode will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. If you are new here, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on, so that way you never miss an upload. And until next time, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good, people, and peace.